Hello, everybody. Happy Halloween. I'm so glad everybody's come to sing with us today. We actually have not one but two fabulous song leaders today singing us not one but two fabulous Halloweeny songs. Welcome, everybody, to the Daily Antidote of Song. So glad you're all here today as we continue to move towards our November month, which will be 600 days at some point of singing together. And I'm really, really happy today to have everybody out there on Facebook Live. Thank you so much for joining us, for being with us today, and for singing along. And of course, I want to say hello to Steve Winick Square. I want to say hello to Colleen Kattau. Steve and Colleen will be our two song leaders for the day. And hello to Aaron Geyer, who's running our tech today. Thank you. And I'm really having fun seeing all these fabulous costumes. Hello to Barry Galiff, who might have a little surprise for us in a little while. Deborah Denfeld, hello, coming in from Kentucky, or who knows, because she's in her car. Hi, Becky in British Columbia. Hi, Arlene in Berkeley. Hello, Sheila and Esmeralda over there on over her left shoulder. Right shoulder? Right shoulder. Hi, Anna Alter. Nice to see you today. And hello to Susan G. in Ohio. Hi, Carolyn in Boise. And hi, Sarah in Texas. Hello, Peter in Syracuse. And Fred in Silver Spring. Hello. Hi, Trish and Victoria. Holy cow, that's awesome, Trish. I love it. We're going to do some highlighting of costume squares. Just a warning, because if you want to go get a costume in order to be highlighted, you still have time. Bonnie, hello. Love it. You look fabulous. And Jamie, hello. Nice to see you. Amanda and Miles, that's two costumes in that square. I love it. You look fabulous. Can't wait to see you guys close up. Hi, Luda and Mark. Oh, my goodness. You guys are awesome. I love it. You guys are beautiful. Anne, hello. Nice to see you coming in from Maryland. Great to have you back in here again. Aloysius, hello, in Western Mass. Nice to see you. And Aloysius has his beautiful costume hat. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you coming in from Oregon. And Christiana in Maryland. And Mabel in Massachusetts. And Jim in New York City. I'm sorry. I'm really excited to highlight that square. That is ridiculous looking. Hello, Jim Harkless coming in from the Maryland, Silver Spring, Maryland. Nice to see you. Caroline and her one Day of the Dead doll and her one something or other. Hi, Susan Miller, lovely hat, looking beautiful. Carol in Connecticut, hello. Hoda, nice to see you again with those fabulous sunglasses. Annette, nice to see you, looking totally cute and cozy. Deli, hello, nice to see you, also looking adorable. Kevin Ennis, hello, nice to have you here coming in from New Hampshire. Steve in Baltimore, who is no longer Steve in Baltimore. Let's all say hello to Steve in Vermont. Woohoo! Steve in Vermont. That's such a nice, beautiful, big change. And someday I hope to be your neighbor. Kat Cox, already in Vermont and your neighbor. Hi, Bob Lee. Nice to see you coming in from Mass. And folks off video, Jane Freeman, possibly England and possibly Pennsylvania, depending on the day or the month, I guess. Sandy, nice to see you today. Joni. Lynn, glad you're here, coming in from Connecticut. Hi, Janet and Storm, and I think that we've got everybody knows. Still people popping in, Elizabeth and others. Everybody, let's all take a deep breath. Happy Halloween. I hope, look at Arlene. Good grief. I love it. All right, and here comes Cricket. I just want to wish, again, everybody a very happy Halloween and say that we've got a kind of a special day because we've got two folks in the room, not only who have special Halloween songs and who have a really strong relationship with Halloween, but who also have lots to say about Halloween. So I think today's going to be an interesting discussion and good food for our folkloric brains. So I'm wondering why on earth Steve Winick's square is empty. Ah! Yay, Steve Winick, you look fabulous. And can you please tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're going to sing?
Well, certainly. But I will have to say that I'm not going to sing in this mask because that would be silly. So I'm going to remove it. But I've got a cool mask on underneath it too. And I put this mask on because I'm in my own house, only because it makes my nose look slightly cooler when it comes through the hole in this mask. And thus, it makes me look 5% more cool. So, whoa, help, sorry.
I didn't think that there was 5% more cool that Steve Winick could even get, so just goes to show you.
So, here we are. Well, hello everyone. My name is Steve Winick, and in addition to singing, I'm a folklorist. And because of that, I've studied Halloween traditions, among other things. But I work at the American Folklife Center of the Library of Congress. And, normally I would be doing this song with my partner, Jennifer Cutting. Both of us got sick. I got better before she did, so I can sing, and she's still resting. But she's on the mend, but I just got better a little sooner. So unfortunately, that means no accordion today. She was going to be playing the accordion for the song, but we will. It's going to be fun. So this is a song that Jennifer and I adapted from traditional versions, and so I'll say that the song, as it exists in tradition, was a child's prayer before going to bed. And the version that we first heard was from friends of ours named Martin and Shan Grabe, and they performed a version which has only 2 verses. And I had heard some other verses of the song, and so I adapted stuff from other versions. One of the verses that I heard was actually a tombstone epitaph, but it was the same phrasing as one of the verses of this song. And the other was from a person who was retired in a New York City retirement home. And so his verses were, Johnson, Johnson is my name, Brooklyn is my station. And because of that, I had to adapt it because the rest of the song, as it was collected, was very obviously English. So you'll see where that comes in. But the song is called My Coffin Shall Be Black, and the lyrics are in the chat. And I think it's a spooky and appropriate song for Halloween. So shall I just go ahead and teach the chorus? So the chorus is, My coffin shall be black, 6 little angels at my back, 2 to watch and 2 to pray, and 2 to carry my soul away. So that's how the chorus goes, and we're going to start with the chorus, and then we'll go into the song. So we're going to sing the chorus one more time, and here we go. And the chorus comes around every verse, so here we go. My coffin shall be black, 6 little angels at my back, 2 to watch and 2 to pray, and 2 to carry my soul away. Jack Johnson is my name, England is my nation, Heaven is my resting place, and God is my salvation. My coffin shall be black, 6 little angels at my back, 2 to watch and 2 to pray, and 2 to carry my soul away. Ding dong the parson's bell, bury well my brother, I shall be buried in the old churchyard along with my dear mother. My coffin shall be black, 6 little angels at my back, 2 to watch and 2 to pray, and 2 to carry my soul away. When I am dead and in my grave, and all my bones are rotten, sing my song and think of me when I am quite forgotten. My coffin shall be black, 6 little angels at my back, 2 to watch and 2 to pray, and 2 to carry my soul away. Jack Johnson is my name, England is my nation, Heaven is my resting place, and God is my salvation. My coffin shall be black, 6 little angels at my back, two to watch and two to pray and two to carry my soul away. My coffin shall be black, 6 little angels at my back, two to watch and two to pray, and two to carry my soul away. My coffin shall be black.
Woo! Steve Winick, thank you so much. That was great fun. And it's really actually just such a great backdrop for also getting to see all these scary, creepy, wonderful costumes up close. Thank you so much. So actually, before I bring Colleen in and we have some chat and before Colleen's song, I would like to bring in Barry Galiff to just put us a little bit more in the Halloween spirit. Barry Galiff, can I spotlight you and unmute?
I have unmuted. I stuck the link to my website that has the pumpkin into the chat just in case something else goes wrong. I'm going to probably share from that website, but let's see how the pumpkin looks on the screen.
Wow.
Pretty good on the screen.
Looks amazing.
It is amazing.
And so this is the 50th year that I've gone all out and all in doing a pumpkin with a striking image and a story on it. And this year I'm picking up on the Washington Rebels theme, which is America in 1870, after the Civil War and when slavery was pretty much ended, as far as anyone could tell. And there was a former slave named John Henry who ended up working on the railroad as a steel driving man. He was swinging a 9-pound sledgehammer against a steel drill to drill holes into the rock for blasting. And at some point, once he and his colleague were really good at it, working as a team, they were told, we're not going to need laborers anymore. We're going to have this new contraption. It's a steam drill that will be much better and much more efficient than these hand laborers. And John Henry, who was quite proud of his strength and his skill, said basically, no piece of mechanical junk is going to replace me. I challenge the steam drill to a race, and we'll see who can do better in a day. And the competition went back and forth, but by the end of the day, the steam drill had broken down a few times and fallen behind, and John Henry and his shaker had drilled 12 feet, and the steam drill only drilled 9. But unfortunately, the superhuman exertion caused John Henry's heart to burst, and you can see in the pumpkin that he is clutching his chest. The pain is shooting down his left arm. The hammer is dropping away. His shaker is seeing his heroic colleague collapsing, and even I've even got the man stoking the steam drill, looking on in alarm as his worthy competitor is falling.
Barry, thank you so much. That's amazing.
It's a lovely pumpkin. It's just amazing carving.
Thank you.
Well done.
And Barry, can you just qualify so that folks in the room know you are talking about carving into a real pumpkin? That's a pumpkin. It's not, and you did that by hand.
That's right. No machine was able to.
You had no steam drill.
I had no
to carve
steam
that.
drill, no Dremel to help me.
And
Though
how about
the
for the
computer helped. The computer helped in designing it, and doing the research. So
beautiful? So
thank you.
just for one more quick thing, can you just turn it around again and show us the gentleman who was in the machine because he looked awfully familiar.
Oh yeah. Let me turn it on. I usually end up having a cameo appearance on my pumpkin because I'm the cheapest and most malleable model that I know. But for John Henry, I actually hired a professional model, Mo Bracey, who was kind enough to let me take pictures, and he modeled for both the shaker and for John Henry.
That is
Very cool.
amazing. So amazing. Thank you, Barry Galiff, so much. Can we all please give Barry a big thank you for sharing that beautiful thing? You can imagine 50 years of making those incredibly intricate pumpkins. Barry, about how long does it take you?
This one took it took 2 hours to take the design from paper and put it on the pumpkin, and then it took 8 hours to carve it.
Woo! Unbelievable.
By
Thank
the
you
way,
so much.
if you go to the link, you can find the menu for about 9 other jack-o'-lanterns that I have up on the website, and then you can look around and find the portrait tab. It has the portrait of Joe looking pretty much as she does there, but without the hat.
Yes, and actually you make a cameo appearance also in the portrait. So Barry is
That's right. That's right.
It's also in that painting.
Yeah, I'm my favorite model.
It's awesome. Thank you so much, Barry. So for anybody in the room who's new to us, Barry is also the person who painted the Daily Antidote of Song portrait that we showcased and that we will hopefully be able to make available at some point to folks to get copies or a card with the portrait on it. And other various and sundry amazing things, maybe even hopefully in time for the December holiday. So, all right. Thank you again, Barry. So glad that we had you. And I'm going to ask Colleen Kattau, who is also in fabulous gear, if she would unmute. And Steve and Colleen, between the two of you, can you tell us a little bit about sort of your own Halloween research traditions, the folklore, anything you feel like chatting about?
Sure. I guess
Yeah. Go ahead,
I,
Steve.
I guess I'll begin and just say that I've been studying, sort of Celtic traditions for a long time, since before I would say I was even a folklorist, because I was a medievalist before that even. And the holiday of Halloween goes back to very old Celtic traditions, and in fact, there's a Gaulish calendar from Roman times that's now called the Coligny calendar because of where it was found in France. And it has on it a 3-day holiday that was called the Trinoxiton Samonios, which means the 3-night celebration of Samonios. And Samonios is cognate with the Irish word Samhain, which you may have seen, and a lot of people think is pronounced Samhain because it's spelled Samhain, but that's not how it's pronounced in Irish. And so Samonios and Samhain are the same word, and it appears that it was a holiday that most of the Celtic people celebrated, and it lasted all the way down until the time when the Christian church was looking for ways to kind of adapt people that they converted to Christianity, adapt their holidays into Christian holidays so that people could keep celebrating on the same days, and that would help their transition to Christianity. And they created this 3-day celebration that we have now. It's called the Triduum of All Hallows. So it's got even the same form of the way that it's designated. And it's All Hallows Eve, All Saints Day, which is All Hallows Day, and All Souls Day. And depending on where, they're particularly still celebrated in Catholic communities, and depending on where you go in the Catholic world, a different one of those 3 days may take precedence. So among Cajuns, you hear of La Toussaint, which is, All Saints Day, whereas in other places you hear about Halloween or All Souls Day. But they're all part of that ancient celebration. Of course, there's also Dia de Muertos now, the Mexican and Latin American celebration, and that's partly based on this too. But it's also partly based on indigenous traditions, which had a Day of the Dead, a day for worshiping the ancestors, and that day was not at this time of year. So what Christians did in Mexico was to move the time, but keep some of the traditions from the older Dias de Muertos as well. So those are all ways in which these older pagan traditions have been adapted into Christianity in order to create this holiday, but nothing that we do on Halloween is particularly Christian if you think about it. A lot of the things that we do are still, seem like they could be older pagan traditions. Things like, trick or treat is a modern American tradition, actually, modern North American tradition, but it's clearly based on older traditions that existed in Europe, souling, which was going around and collecting little cakes to eat. And that goes back to the same traditions. All the traditions at which people go house to house on holidays and beg for food, ritual begging it's called, exist at most of the major holidays of the year. So trick or treat is part of that big continuum of celebrations, even though in its current form with the words trick or treat, it's a North American tradition. So yeah, so we've been, celebrating this holiday for many years, and lots of us have all kinds of traditions associated with it. And of course, the neo-pagan world has developed traditions based on those older pagan models too. So I'll let Colleen talk about her connection to it and her connection to the next song as well.
That was beautiful, Steve, and I'd love to talk with you more about that because I'm sure we're just scratching the surface of the
Yeah, yeah,
event.
absolutely.
And I loved your song, just
Oh, thank
because
you.
just harking back, I have Celtic roots, and also a little bit of Scandinavian and a trace of Jew, I found out, which is
Uh-huh.
very cool. And but I love the tradition. I live in central New York, and it's really beautiful this time of year. It's like you can feel the seasons changing. And I'm on occupied Haudenosaunee land, I must say. And so living in nature, has really made me heal so much. And I just, I think Halloween and the Samhain, it does, it kind of, it speaks to that deep connection with nature. And I think that we're slowly maybe getting back to that because, and losing the commercial part of it. Um, it is a really magical time. I can tell you many magical things that have happened around this time where the veil is thinner. And one of the artists that is very, very daunting, I think, to learn um, this song. Also, Dia de Muertos is really, and just to clarify, because a lot of folks in the North America, they think Dia de Muertos is it's the second of November. It's and then of course the first, because that's Dia de los Santos Inocentes is the first one, the Day of the Innocents, and then, Dia de Muertos. And a friend of mine said it's going to be Halloween instead of Halloween, which I liked.
We just got to add some more days, yeah.
Yeah, and Steve, I would love it. I am going to sing a song by an artist who has really followed the Celtic roots all throughout the world, and I really love this song so much because of it kind of there's a little kind of, I don't know, for me, like Middle Eastern, Indo, Asian, kind of feel too in the ah part. And and Stephen, I'd love for you to talk a little bit about Lorena McKennett's work because I'm sure you know quite a bit about her stuff.
All right. Do you want
Yeah.
me to do that before you sing or after you
Well,
sing?
maybe
That's a
after.
good plan. All right. In
Yeah.
that case, go ahead.
And because I just love her so much. And so it's a little daunting. I've got my high register up, so please help me sing along. And it's called All Souls Night, okay? I'm gonna do it a little bit slower so we can really get, I don't know, just a little slower than she does it, and very more folky. Everybody. endless dance, around and around, drums that echo, tales of darkness moving to the pagan sound. Somewhere in a hidden memory, images float before my eyes of fragrant nights of straw and moonlight, dancing till the next sunrise. I can see the lights in the distance trembling in the dark cloak of night. Candles, lanterns, dancing, dancing, one song, All Souls' Night. Stalks bending in the shadows, flames reach up, but they stay high. The green night holds the holy bush to mark where the old year passes by. I can see the lights in the distance trembling in the dark cloak of night. Candles, lanterns, dancing, dancing, one song, All Souls' Night. Bonfires out in the shadow, vision dances before my eyes. Drums that echo, echoes of darkness, moving to the pagan sound. Standing on the bridge that crosses the river that goes out to the sea, the wind is full of 1,000 voices, they passing by the bridge and me. I can see the lights in the distance trembling in the dark cloak of night. Candles, lanterns, dancing, dancing, one song, All Souls' Night.
Woo! Colleen, thank you. That was tremendous. Just incredible. Between the two of you, that's sort of like, I don't know, spooky, but like lovely and like, I don't know, gets inside of your bones. I guess that's kind of what Halloween is supposed to do, right? Like, and I
I
love
love that song so much. And it is because for the Wiccan tradition, I guess also, Stephen, you can speak more of that for the pagan tradition too. This is the new year,
Right.
which I just think is so beautiful, because it's like the death is part of the and life, they're all connected in the cycle.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out Lorena McKennitt. She's tremendous.
Yeah, it's definitely been accepted as the new year of modern paganism, and it may have been the new year of the ancient Celt. It's a little bit hard to tell, but it was certainly one of the two most important festivals of their year. the other one being Mayday or Beltane. And they never really said this is the new year. There's no document or, any way that we could tell which is the new year. But the assumption is that it was possibly the most important festival of the year and therefore could well have marked their new year. So Lorena McKennitt, wow. So I have a special connection to this song, so it's kind of, I mean, we were randomly matched up today. It was not, we don't know each other in advance. But I had reviewed, so I was a music journalist back when the Visit album on which All Souls Night appears came out. And I had reviewed a couple of Lorena's earlier albums. And I got in the mail an unsolicited copy of The Visit from Quinlan Road Productions, which is her production company. And so it's very different from her previous albums. It's much more world music-y and much more well produced. Like the earlier albums they were good, but they were like one person with a harp and a guitar accompanist. And this was like a whole band and very well arranged and well produced and beautiful stuff. And I was really amazed by it. And a few days later, I got a phone call from Lorena McKennitt's assistant, who said that they were looking for ways to promote the album, and they wanted a street team in Philadelphia. That is, people who would go around and take the album to bookshops and record shops and ask them to put posters in the front of the store. And street team was a glorified term because they were really looking for one person, and they hired me to be Lorena's street team. So I was Lorena's street
That's
team
amazing.
in Philadelphia for the Visit album. And All Souls Night is the first song on that album. So it was the first taste I got of this new version of Lorena and her music. So I promoted the album in connection with a concert that was held at the Theater of Living Arts in Philadelphia. And when she came through, I finally met Lorena as well and got to hang out with Lorena McKennitt. And the very, very painful thing about this for me is that that the Visit just came out in its 30-year anniversary edition. So that
That's
means
tremendous.
that I was an adult and a music journalist and doing all these things 30 years ago, which of course makes you feel old.
That's beautiful.
But
I have
but
a
that's
funny.
life.
You reminded me of a funny Lorena McKennitt song I have. A story. So we were going. I was with my husband David, and we were going to traveling for Thanksgiving, and it's very gray, up here around Thanksgiving time, and we were listening, full volume to Lorena McKennitt on the way, and so she has another song called which she put Saint John the Mystic, the Incredible Mystic. I think it's the
Yeah.
Dark Night of the Soul, and I was so deep into it, and for me. It was a little hard for me to hear her lyrics when she sings. I can get the melody, but so I have to look at the lyrics, and I was deep. We stopped for gas. Dave was driving, and I was deep into it. It was dark, and the music was still blasting, and I was just having this mystical experience. And the song when he got back in the car to start it, the music stops, but the song had stopped, and I look up, and right in front of me is a giant Walmart truck. And that was a very odd contrast. And I was really, I was like the absurdity of Walmart, just right there.
Very cool. Yeah. So so Lorena has has a particular sound now which combines not only Celtic music but what you might call, like adult rock music, along with Middle Eastern and other world music sounds. So she's really done a broad spectrum of music. At a certain point, she kind of semi-retired, and I don't know if that still pertains. That is to say, if she's out there performing now, or if she's now taking a break. But we certainly hope to hear more music from Lorena in the future. She's just a great artist and a fun person when I was able to meet her. So yeah, we just wish her the best. And this song really does encapsulate the feelings of this Halloween season. And in particular, it talks about certain other traditions that were part of these Celtic festivals, including the bonfire, which we didn't mention, but bonfires were a big part of particularly Beltane, but also Samhain as well. And these traditions really do, like I said, go back a long way, and we still do some of the things on these holidays that people always did, always, even back into pre-Christian times. So it's a meaningful holiday to me. It's also, one of the things we should have said is that it really is a day to remember your departed ancestors. That was part of the point of the holiday, and I think that's still something that we need a holiday for. So it's not, in the U.S. it's become kind of a kids' holiday with a lot of kids' activities, which is great and wonderful, but it also has a deeper meaning that we can dwell upon to whatever extent we want to, right? So we can, use this holiday in any way that we want, and I think remembering our ancestors and those who went before is a beautiful thing to do on this day.
Mm-hmm. I was curious, Steve, to know what she references the Green Knight who holds the holly bush. So I was wondering if you knew, what she means by the Green Knight in the lyric.
Well, so the Green Knight per se, holding a holly bush, is a character from a medieval English poem, which was called Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. And in that poem, a Green Knight, that is to say, a knight who is somehow supernaturally green in color. It says "Uvedal enka grena," so he's all inky green all over as he comes into the hall, and he's carrying a holly bush in one hand. And he makes a bargain with Sir Gawain that Gawain can cut his head off today, and in 1 year's time he will get to cut Gawain's head off.
Yes.
And of course, Gawain thinks, well, there's no way he can survive this, so this is an adventure that I can accept, and he cuts the Green Knight's head off, and the Green Knight goes and collects the head and picks it up, and the head says, "Okay, I'll see you in a year," and he leaves. And so now Gawain is honor bound to find the Green Knight and battle with him in 1 year's time. And there was just a movie about this, by the way. They just put out a film version of this with Dev Patel as Sir Gawain, and so Sir Gawain and the Green Knight actually occurs on it occurs on New Year's Day. That's when this fight occurs. So there's great descriptions of Christmas celebrations in it as well.
Yes,
But
I noticed that. I
yeah,
noticed it was kind of like meshing the two.
yeah, and so that's the kind of connection is that we're talking about the New Year, and the thought
Right.
was, so there's this wider tradition of the Green Man, a man dressed all in green, which many current pagans have connections with as well, and the Green Knight is thought to be an aspect of the Green Man, and so the Green Man would have been present at all seasons, not only at Christmas time, just in perhaps different leaves would be covering him, and so I think that's why Lorena put it into this song, because it's the, this is supposed to be the older New Year, if you know what I mean, and Sir Gawain and the Green Knight occurred at the canonical New Year, what we now consider the New Year, January 1st, but even so, the thematic connections of that Green Man character are there. So yeah.
Wow, Steve, thank you so much. And Colleen, thank you so much. That was so fabulous. I love the University of Daily Antidote days. And
Right.
couldn't say the better two. I mean, the two of you both, just bring so much with you. And I want to thank also Carolyn for putting a bunch in the chat about Lorena. Thank you, Carolyn, and for holding
Yes,
up.
thanks for all the info about Lorena. That was great to see that pop up. I'm kind of far away from my keyboard to put anything in, which is why I haven't been joining in the chat as well. But thanks to all of you who did put stuff in there.
Yeah, and thanks for all that you put into this room today, Steve. And also, Colleen, thank you for all that you put into the room. And for everybody who brought their costumes or wearing their costumes, that was really super fun. I had a lot of fun highlighting you. I'm not sure that I didn't miss anybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Steve. Steve, would you mind singing just your chorus a couple of times, or your chorus and your choruses in one verse?
I'll sing the great Rotting Bones verse because that's the most Halloweeny verse, and
Okay.
the chorus before it and after it.
So I'm going to ask anybody who didn't get spotlighted to wave frantically. I'll get you up so you can see your costume. Show your costume while Steve is singing. And Steve,
Oh,
thank you so much. Oh,
and actually, I'll tell you a little about this verse. I mentioned that I added a couple of verses, and this verse was actually a tombstone epitaph originally that I found it. I didn't find it on a tombstone. I found it in a book of such things because I'm a folklorist and have books of such things, right? But it's a tombstone epitaph, which is, "When I am dead and in my grave and all my bones are rotten, read these words and think of me when I am quite forgotten." And the song had the verse, "When I am dead and in my grave and all my bones are rotten, Jesus Christ will come again when I am quite forgotten." Now, my partner and I, who do this song, neither of us was either raised Christian or is Christian now. I'm was raised Jewish and she was raised Hindu. And because of that, neither of us felt all that comfortable singing the Jesus Christ verse. And so I remembered this Tombstone Epitaph version and I adapted "Read these words and think of me" to sing my song and think of me. So that's how that verse came about. But it's all knitted together with versions of this song. So again, the chorus is, "My coffin shall be black, 6 little angels at my back, two to watch and two to pray, and two to carry my soul away. When I am dead and in my grave, and all my bones are rotten, sing my song and think of me when I am quite forgotten. My coffin shall be black, 6 little angels at my back, two to watch and two to pray, and two to carry my soul away. My coffin shall be black, 6 little angels at my back, two to watch and two to pray, and two to carry my soul away." My coffin shall be black. Once again, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. It was wonderful to see you all.
woo! Thank you again, Steve Winick, for closing us out and letting us sing a little bit again. And thank you so much again, Colleen. Let's give it up for Steve and Colleen. Fabulous.
Thank you so much to Colleen, and thanks to Barry for the great pumpkin and the explanation
Oh,
of
that
the
was
John Henry
beautiful.
ballad. It's just wonderful to have that as part of our special Halloween day as well. Thanks, Barry, and Joe and Aaron. God, I love you guys. Thank you so much for doing this every day. It's amazing.
Thank you, Stephen. So, speaking of doing this every day, we are going to be blessed with a Library of Congress American Folklife Center
That's
Archive
right.
Challenge week. Next week, as in starting tomorrow,
Tomorrow. Yeah, that's
7 days in a row of the University of Daily Antidotes, highlighting Steve Winick and Jennifer Cutting as she feels well. And we've got a great lineup. I did actually mistakenly say some new folks and some recurring folks in the room, but it's actually all folks who've been in the room before, but not folks who've taken the archive challenge yet. So Shruti, Veena Vishwanath, and Steve, who else? Juan Diaz
Juan
and
Diaz, yeah.
Reggie
Um,
Harris.
Oh,
Reggie,
Reggie.
right.
Great.
Yep, and let's see, I'm trying to think. Oh, Issei Barnwell will be taking the last day, and a few other folks. It's going to be a great, great week. I mean, we're really lucky. The stuff. Oh, Emma's Revolution
Right.
is doing something, and we've been really lucky. I'm blessed with this week. I think it's going to be great. So
It,
please.
yeah, it should be a great week, and we're really looking forward to it. I think Juan Diaz is tomorrow, right? That's the first one. So,
Yep,
yeah.
Juan is tomorrow. And actually, if you just talk for 1 second, I can mention who the other people are because by then my screen will have shifted.
Yeah, so we've been Joe and I have and Jennifer have been going through names, and some people dropped out, and so I don't remember what the final lineup is, which is why I can't chime in here. But
I got it.
um,
Brendan Taff
yes,
and Kevin Locke. And so that's, I think, all of them. So
yeah,
Juan, and this is the order. It's Juan, then Shruti, Emma's Rev, Brendan, Kevin, Reggie, and Issei. So there's your week, and we'll have a flyer up on the screen by tomorrow. and
Wonderful.
also to all of you by tomorrow. So thank you so much again, Steve, Colleen. Really looking forward to having you both back in the room at some point as musicians. And thanks again, Barry Galiff, for all of the wonderful art that you have brought into our lives and into this space. And thank you again, everybody in costumes. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody out there on Facebook Live. Thanks, gang. Please join us all next week.